Hey, what's going on, fellas? Thank you for having me.
You bet, man. I wanted to run something by you. Your perspective is obviously something that Tiki and I can only theorize on. You were actually in the room. What is it? What do you think it was like when they get into that locker room and it's 21-3 at the half? What is
Right,
happening inside the page? What is Bill Belichick saying? What is Tom Brady doing? Just paint a picture for us if you can.
right. I think more importantly, just the way the game was flowing. I mean, our guys didn't have any energy. There wasn't anything going right for the guys the first half. And I felt like they were out there pressing pretty hard. And I know that those guys felt the same way. And I know Bill said the same thing. You guys are pressing. You've been here before. You know exactly what to do. Let's just go out and take it one play at a time, one series at a time, and go from there. I think the most important thing was the defense came out, we got a 3-and-out, and we took the ball and went down and scored. And I think that was the setting of the second half. Had that not happened, the game probably would have tilted and went elsewhere. But going out, setting the tone, stopping the guys, the start of the second half was a great momentum change.
So, Deion, you don't think there's any, raising of voices or extra urgency or, just a different pitch of emotion? You think it's just usual, hey, do your job, and let's do what we do and go from there?
Yeah, there was no need to do that. I mean, clearly because the game could have easily got out of whack, and there was plenty of opportunities. Atlanta had a chance to kind of seal the game in the first half, and they didn't take advantage of it. And, they kind of let the Patriots linger around a little bit too long. And even though we spotted them easily, 20-plus points, 25 at one point in the game, the guys never altered. And it's one of the biggest things that I always teach my kids, to just never give up until it's over.
Now, Deion, do you think this could be done if anybody else was quarterback other than Tom Brady? Because the narrative or the conversation always is, could Bill Belichick do this without Tom? Could Tom do this without Bill Belichick? But he seems like he has the perfect demeanor for whatever circumstance gets thrown his way in a football game.
Right. Oh, I mean, there's some great ones out there. We clearly seen what Aaron Rodgers have done over the years. Not just single out Aaron like he's the only one, but there's some great ones out there that can do it. It's just not only about that one guy in particular. I think the things that Coach Belichick puts the team through the entire week, leading up to a game, or the type of things he throw at us during practice, it kind of prepares us for those type moments. And it take every man on the sideline on the football field to be on the same accord, and that's what you get out of that team.
Yeah, no, Deion, explain that a little bit, because we talk about it. We mentioned it earlier, situational football. Like, there's things, it's not, this is what we're going to do on 1st and 10. There's not what we're going to do on it's not that. It's being prepared for something that you may or may not see, but when you see it and you're prepared for it, you actually execute.
Exactly. Well, I mean, like you said, that situational football is very important. Trust me, as small as it may seem, we practice this stuff every day, all day. Easily, we may start the practice off with, Bill may spot the ball on the 35-yard line. He'll say, put a minute on the clock. You all are down by 4 points. You need a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then now we go. And it's all out, ones against ones, and it's like a real game setting. So you kind of go ahead and start training the guys for this type of stuff. And clearly it happens every game. It's just the ones who execute the plays are the ones who actually know exactly what they're doing, understand what's going on, and the ones that execute their plays.
We're talking to Deion Branch. 2 stints, of course, with the Pats. First go-around, they win Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 39. Goes for a couple of years, gets paid. Why not? Got to get paid. Goes to Seattle, and he comes back home. So
Right.
you saw 2, not different versions, but in terms of the age and just the maturation process, the physical evolution of Tom Brady from a young Brady,
Right.
and you see him now at the age of almost 40, where he looks as if maybe he's in the best shape of his life. And we all know,
Exactly.
Deion, he wants to play, 3, 4, 5 more years. To me, the arm looks good, the body looks good, barring, God forbid, a catastrophic injury that nobody could predict. Do you think he can really play that much longer?
Yes, I think the most important thing is Tom does a great job of taking care of his body. And if you can do that, that's the main thing. Taking care of your body and also staying healthy. I think with the addition of bringing Scarnecchia back, that was a plus for Tom. Keep him upright. He's no longer taking all those hits. And I think it worked in his favor. and I think there's a chance that he could do it. I think there's a chance he can do it.
I have a friend that's a big Pats fan. He said he's stopping eating tomatoes in solidarity with Tom Brady now. I was like, all right, whatever, whatever works. Like, you grew up in Georgia,
That's
right?
You're from thing, man.
Yeah, you're from down south. Were you a Falcons fan growing up?
Yes.
You were. So you kind of sympathize in a weird way because obviously the loyalty changed when the paycheck coming from New England. But I mean, how'd you feel about this team? Because the Falcons had an epic run.
Yes, sir. They had a great run, and like you said, growing up, I followed the Falcons. I was a big Houston Oilers fan, which is kind of weird. But I love the Falcons, but I was a big Houston guy. Receiver, run and shoot. That was my thing.
Yeah, of course.
But besides that, they had a great run. They stumbled in the end. The first half, you couldn't paint a better first half for the Falcons. They couldn't have drawn that up any better for them. They just didn't sustain that. And like I was telling a bunch of the friends that I was with, this is where the experience kicks in at. When people always talk about being experienced and understanding what to do certain times during the course of the game, that second half was all experience. That's all that was.
Deion, how do you think history, and listen, he obviously has a couple of years to change this because he's only 31 and he did win the MVP, but specific to the game yesterday, how do you think history remembers Matt Ryan?
How can I say this? I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, let's not
be honest.
Let's not put all the pressure on the guy like he lost the game or da-da-da.
Yeah.
He has so many, he has so much time up on his belt to have plenty of opportunities to get that team back in that position to challenge for another Super Bowl. That city is yearning for it. I was around so many people, Atlanta people, I didn't mean to say Atlanta people, but the Falcons fans. Mm-hmm. Me being from Georgia, so I sympathize for them a little, but I'm a Patriot by heart, and that's what it is. But Matt has plenty of opportunities to get that team back in that position.
Yeah, but listen, Deion, and I don't disagree, and I really am a Matt Ryan fan. I truly am. I like him and I respect him. Both, I give him both there. But if this is Peyton Manning, when Peyton was chasing his first championship, Peyton Manning's getting crushed today. You got to throw that football away. You got to move you got to keep yourself in field position, get the field goal, and if he does his job there, he's a champion today. It's the bottom line.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that was a couple things that we can kind of single out. Not only was the start of the second half big for the Patriots, I thought that fumble that happened on their 30th yard, on the 30-yard line kind of killed them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we hit that.
Yeah, the sack fumble was enormous because that gave life.
That was big.
That was life.
That was big.
Yeah, that was life.
Yeah, that was huge.
No doubt. Hey, well, listen, you keep monetizing that championship of the MVP, man. Super Bowl MVP 39. He's always going to be able to show up and, hey, who's it? Deion? Let's get him that $50,000 check. Yeah.